He doesn't discuss it. He comes out looking macho as usual. But inside, he's consumed by a lot of worries. He will tell you he doesn't have anyone to trust to tell you because he doesn't want to show his weak side. What are we doing, Seth? Hey, hello everyone. We'll be looking at emotions among men today. Yes, you heard me. Do you think that men are the weaker sex? With the experience you've seen so far till date, do you still think that women are, or the men that are weaker when it comes to thinking and executing whatever they want to do in life? We'll be looking at that today, and I would like to hear and get your views on it. If you are new in the channel, you know what to do. Please kindly subscribe, tell a friend, thumbs up, and drop comments. Share. It's always good to share. Okay, emotions among men. Now, the last time I think I was having a talk with a group of friends, the female, you know how it is. It could be a little bit dicey, where the male and the female will try to prove that the other gender is weaker than the other one. Okay, let's break it down a little bit. And I would like to get your take on this as well. What are we doing, Seth? Now, you talk about emotions. Let's go back a little bit of history because I'm of the opinion that men are the weaker sex. Yep, you heard me. I think so. And I'm going to give it to you a little bit. Don't give me names. It's just based on what I've heard and I've seen. Let's go back from day one. When Adam saw Eve, you know what he did, he somersaulted and all that. Hey, you're not going to say that in the Bible, but I'm just saying. Okay. Now, he now went and ate the apple. Was he trying to prove something to Eve? What was his proof? Or maybe like, God is my father, it's okay, and he ate it. Even when he was told not to. That is still being done till today, right? Was it emotions? Was it love? Was it I don't care? Or a little bit of everything? But he was the one that made the decision. Was that right? Okay, I'll leave that to you. Let's go a little bit deeper. Moses, my man. Moses was asked to hit the rock like 2 times or 1 time. And he hit it so many times you almost formed a rhythm from it. Okay. Was that emotions? You tell me. Samson, powerful, strongest man alive at that time. Maybe till today, right? Yeah. But again, you know what happened? Was it emotions? Was he trying to prove to the woman? Or was he trying to massage his ego? Emotions among men. I tell you, based on that, let's bring it out to a little bit of the present day, where out of emotions, men commit a lot of offense. There are so much of them. They get jailed. They commit so much crime. And it's being perpetrated by the men for the most part. And they end up in trouble. Emotions, love, or just weak when it comes to executing and making decisions sometimes. Now, this was the argument that was laid out by the women. I didn't say it. Okay? So it's not just Victor, no. And I just got thinking. So, men, they always like strong, bring strength. Strength does not justify decision making, does it? And there was an illustration, I'm sure some of us must have heard about it. Oh, they say, men are the head. Oh yeah, they are the head. They are put there naturally, just the way the head is. And guess what? The woman is the neck. Without the neck, the head doesn't move. Does that justify why men are regarded as weaker sex? You tell me. Because right now, I don't know. What are we doing, Seth? Out of the fact that men take all the decisions and sometimes it doesn't really work out the way it should, men are coming out to say sometimes, or is it, let's say 8 over 10 of the time, it was the women that asked them to do it. Is that an excuse? So before they make any decision, before they come to show macho to the world, the women must have pushed their button, so to speak, from home. So the man goes out to try and prove that he is a man to the woman. And in many cases, God help you. Let me just leave it there. So I just thought I should put that out there. Let me get your thoughts on emotional level and who is actually the weaker sex. If you are the head as a man and the woman is the neck. Paraphrasing. So if you are the neck, the head can move, can it? The neck actually dictates where the head goes. Interesting. Even though the head has where the brain is. the neck still justifies where it moves. So it looks as if when it comes to man making decisions and doing one or two things, it looks as if most times it's being influenced. And you will now make bad decisions and it just might not work out. And the men take most of the brunt. They go to jail, they lose their life, get very hurt. They might not ever be the same again. I'm not blaming it's the woman's fault, but again, the men always feel to me like they are the weaker sex. Drop your comments. That's right. Let me get your take on this one because it's a little bit dicey. And hey, I don't know. You tell me if the men are weak or not. Okay? So, do you also know what the women now give suggestions? Okay, don't think I'm trying to be weak now because I'm hearing from the women. No, you actually respect them for their views. And do you know what? The women, when they go through anything emotional, do you know they shed a lot of tears? That actually brings relief. They discuss among themselves, group of friends talking about issues, married life, single life, children, whatever. And guess what? The men don't do any of those. You will hear a man say, oh, I don't want to show emotions. Oh, you don't see a man cry, but you see a man die. What a line. But you see, the rehabilitation a woman goes through are those. They shed tears to relieve. They talk among themselves to bring relief. That makes them stronger in decision making. But the man, on the other hand, what happens? He consumes the frustrations. He doesn't discuss it. He comes out looking macho as usual. But inside, he's consumed by a lot of worries, a lot of things that he doesn't want to. He will tell you he doesn't have anyone to trust to tell because he doesn't want to show his weak side. In the process, he engulfs all these frustrations and stress rather than talking it through with a friend or two, rather than maybe shedding a tear to relieve. And what happens in the process? Bad decisions come into play, like crying, trying to prove. So tell me, who is the stronger sex now? Drop comments. I have my take on it. I've already said it. I'm a man, full-grown man for that matter. I've been there, done that. But you know what? The head cannot survive without the neck. You need to work hand in hand. But again, even these days, some women call themselves men. What are we doing, Seth? Drop comments as usual. Thanks for watching. I would like to get back with this issue again, depending on your response, and let me know so we can have a part 2 of this. For now, do unto others what you would rather want others to do for you. Bye-bye. Hey, hello everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. This is another Thanksgiving that this country, US, is celebrating. And do you remember harvest in Nigeria? Yeah. Growing up, folks and congregation from churches bring food, fruits, yam, you name it, to the church for celebration. More of Thanksgiving celebration. And that's exactly similar is what America is doing. They have a special day where they celebrate Thanksgiving by showing gratitude, giving thanks to everything that's happened to them and, what's still going to happen and all of that. I remember in Nigeria, they do that. I don't know if that still holds. That would be nice. Where all those nice things happen, bring fruits and what have you to just show thanks and give gratitude, all right? And that's a lot of times we don't really do that these days to show, gratitude to one another. So that's more reason why a special day like this, come on, let's share the love, right? It has to come from a grateful heart, remember? So today's Thanksgiving, enjoy the holidays, have a good time. My question to you is, what are you gonna do for Thanksgiving? Where are you gonna go? I was asking to some friends and some of them said, hey, what I'll do for Thanksgiving? One word, food. Yeah, they're gonna have lots of food, celebrate culture, all kinds of food from all walks of life and, just give yourself that joy, all right? And some folks hanging out with family, with friends, having a party with friends. It's just a jolly time for everyone to celebrate, and it's worth it. All right, life is for the living, so why not enjoy it? But the key thing here is, number one, you must come from a grateful heart. Yep. Number two, you must be able to share it. You don't just receive, because some folks will receive some gifts and all of that. Try as much as you can, okay, to also give back. All right, that's what Thanksgiving is all about. Giving back. And it doesn't have to be money. So when we talk give, everybody thinks it's just money. Just your presence alone. When you give your time, reaching out to people, friends, and whatever you've not seen for a while, that's also part of giving. Whatever way you can do to give back, to show appreciation, to be thankful, to be grateful, goes a long way. Someone was saying the other day, when you invest in someone, invest a good seed. You know why? Because when it germinates, it multiplies. Okay. What are we doing, sir? So when it multiplies, what seed did you sow? The multiplication will come back to you. Okay? Let's see how we can do that. The guy also went on saying, okay, when you invest in someone, you plant a good seed on somebody, the next time that person sees your name or your number, how would the person feel about you? That is when it starts to germinate, whether it was a good seed or a bad one. You know what I'm saying? So let's be thankful. Let's be grateful. Let's turn a new leaf and see how we can spread more of love. Because these days, I tell you, and I'm sure you know when you hear over the news, so many negative things, events are taking place every day. But you know what? There can also be more positive things. So let's make it more positive, spiritually, physically, and otherwise, where we show this, express it, and share it. Talking about sharing, I want to say thank you. I'm showing my gratitude now, okay? So those that have subscribed to my channel, we are almost at the 1,000 mark reach, which is fantastic. I can't be more grateful. I never saw it coming. I was just taking it a step at a time, but here we are. So I'm thankful for those that have subscribed, shared, gave thumbs up, and the comments are awesome. I get phone calls, with comments to be better. So I'm very, very appreciative. Lots of love coming down here, from here to you guys. And for those who have not, hey, let's be thankful. I am thankful. Please join the party and subscribe. That would be awesome. All right. Now, when you are giving thanks, some folks find it hard to show gratitude. And one of the reasons is they feel it's an entitlement for them to have something first from a fellow friend, maybe family or otherwise, before they show gratitude. Don't wait for somebody to show you love before you show love. If you love yourself, you'll be able to share it. I understand that you can't share what you don't have, but we all have the potential of loving ourselves. Then we can also, express that to others. So don't let it be an entitlement, but an opportunity for us to share that love to one another as little as you can and as much as you can at the same time. When you're sharing, like I said, it doesn't have to be money. No, it could be your time. It could be your effort. It could just be that time you use in just reaching out. It's always good to reach out. When you reach out, a lot of richness come back to you. Trust me, I've seen it happen, and it's a wonderful feeling. Okay, we should be able to make sure that happens and make it a normal thing. Giving gratitude shouldn't be an occasional thing. It should be a way of life, right? So let's see how we make that as a way of life for us, and we can move on and share that to one another every day. What are we doing, sir? All right. So moving forward, guys, let's see how we can get that done and ensuring that we share this love. Happy Thanksgiving. It's a wonderful time to be alive. Let's share that love and appreciate one another in every little way we can. And hey, be very careful. Don't eat too much, or you get back to the gym as quickly as you want. What are we doing, sir? As you enjoy the holidays, hey, always remember, do unto others what you want others to do to you. Enjoy. Happy holidays. I'll see you again. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. You'll be wondering why I'm laughing. I'm laughing because I'm yet to be slapped, okay? But sometimes you wonder, is this still going viral? Is somebody doing something that's catching up on everybody all over the world? I'm talking about the famous Bianca slap that generated from our own country, Nigeria. Oh yeah. And before you know it, everybody's slapping everybody, okay? Now, the latest one, I'm sure, in case you missed it, was in the Oscar Awards. And seriously though, it comes to the issue that we're going to be talking about. This is a worldwide event that was just held recently in America, where they appreciate actors and the likes, directors and all of that. The grandest of them all, the Oscars. And one of my favorite actors, I would say, arguably, Will Smith went on top of the stage and slapped the taste out of the other guy's mouth, the actor himself. That was the MC. And that's Rock. I'm like, I've never seen this kind before. Were they acting? Is it real? This is something that the whole world is watching. And this dude went on stage and slapped Chris Rock. And he went back to his seat and said, don't talk about my wife or whatever. Don't put my wife here or whatever. Okay, why are black people so emotional? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being emotional, but at the same time though, what happened to the controlling part? These people are supposed to be friends. Now, I remember way back when Will Smith was much younger, he was a rapper then, that he boycotted a major event. I can't remember, I think it was an award event, I can't remember precisely which, and he refused to be part of that event. Why? Because he said black people were not recognized the way they should and all of that. Now, Oscars, he's much older, of course, and everything. He now went on top of the stage and did whatever. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. So it comes down to what we're going to be talking about, black on black. Now, this is the first time you've seen, and I know comedians, yes, I agree, they could make a joke out of anything. And in this case, I think Chris Rock joked about Will Smith's wife, and Will couldn't take it. He went on and, slapped him on stage, okay? Now, whether he's right or wrong, but that's not the issue here. The issue here is, why is it that when it comes to black on black, the emotions that we put onto anything at all is sometimes beyond the ordinary and not in a positive way. I mean, if you look at history, you will see that black on black issues, 80% of the issues, you don't need to react violently. Really, you don't have to, okay? And it's always between two black people. Like I said, whatever was caused it can be resolved without violence, for the most part. If you just respect, control, and listen to one another, which we don't do. And you just be made a laughing stock. Nobody can trust you in anything. Nobody can have a good discussion with you without you being emotional, putting so much emotions on it and, going violent. In America, there has been so much black on black killings. Enmity, even in the rap game. You know about the Biggie and the Tupac. I've known so many like that we don't even hear of. They kill each other for nothing. It's incredible. We don't trust each other. We don't like each other, really. Because if you really do, and don't come and tell me, oh, the Indians do it. Or some other minority group, they do so well, they cooperate and everything. It's not rocket science, folks. We can actually do it ourselves if we want to. It really pits me because if you look around the world, check it out. All around where you have black population or a black country, they are stagnant in terms of development and every other thing. They are not improving in any way. They are more or less eating up themselves, destroying themselves. In Nigeria, for instance, you know the story, where our wealth is taken out from the country and used it to develop other countries. How do you explain that? We don't like each other that much. That's just the bottom line. There will be a time in this forum, we'll be talking about the principles that is not being applied. We do the opposite of the principles that has been set aside for everybody. It's not a matter of church or religion or whatever you think you believe in. Those are the marked principles that has been set aside for you to grow. And Africans, blacks especially, don't practice it. It's unbelievable. I mean, somebody of the caliber of Will Smith, all right, is not, that was the least I expected from a guy I see as a gentleman. I understand the fact it could be a little bit like emotional, but I'm sure it was scripted. I don't think Chris Rock just said it. I think it's something, I don't know, I'm just saying. But even that, you just went on stage because you think you're larger than life and caused a scene. How about if Rock had reacted and everybody started getting said, oh my goodness. But that goes to tell you, I can bet you 110%, if it was a white MC or host that said the same thing, Will Smith would not stand up. He might have his grudges, he might have his pain, but he would do it in other ways. But because it was black on black, it was very easy for him. He thought he's larger than life, just went up there. Now, I'm not justifying what Chris Rock did, but even at that, I'm sure there's a better way Will Smith would have reacted. And that goes to tell you that when it comes to black on black relationship, I would like to get your take on this. I really don't understand why we can't just get along the way we should and progress, really. And look at how we can improve ourselves. Black young folks here in America kill one another for sneakers. Somebody coming out with a brand new sneakers, maybe he's in the hood or something, and the next guy envies him, and it might not be sneaker, it could be like maybe he got a new job or he's trying to improve his life. Pow, 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 and the guy is dead. It's unbelievable how, and even in Nigeria back home, it's the same thing. And in Nigeria, it's peculiar because I'm from Nigeria, and it pits me why we have so much, but yet we lack. at the same time. You would think whether it's a curse or something. To me, I think it's a choice because God cannot curse what He has blessed, right? If you believe in God. Even if you don't, what it is, it is. He has created a country full of resources. It's left for us to figure it out, and we refuse to figure it out. Look for the easy way out, right? And only think about only yourself. And that is contrary to the principles I was talking about. If you want to succeed, you can't do it all by yourself. The world was not created for just one person. So you have to help others, which is a principle you have to look out for. That is the more reason. I mean, let's take it from Adam. Adam was lonely, and of course, you know the story. He was given a companion so that they can progress based on those principles, right? Nigerians, blacks all over the world are not doing those. They are rather doing the opposite. I will elaborate more on this when next we meet. But folks, I would like to get your take as well. What do you think about this slappy mania, as you would call it? Starting from Bianca, is it a coincidence? Is it rubbing off or is it just a coincidence? But hey, it works for me because right now, he's allowing us like asking the question, which major event will happen that you will see another slappy mania? All right, folks, do unto others what you want others to do to you. That's my number one. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. I don't understand. The painful thing is there's a lot to go round. I mean, you don't want to hear somebody taking 800 billion to only himself. Or you hear snakes eating millions of naira, taking Nigerians' intelligence for granted. Hey, hi everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Give me 1 minute. You'll be wondering what I'm doing, right? Well, you see, I'm in my laptop trying to get traveling tickets to travel into Nigeria, but not directly. Yeah, you know why? Airlines are beginning to, not to take it anymore with what Nigerians are doing. You know what's happening in the airline industry where huge airline like Emirates is threatening not to route to Nigeria anymore. And other airlines are beginning to do the same. Now, I mean, it baffles me when you hear things like that. These are airlines that are bringing revenue, they are doing business with you, and you're not paying your part. You're owing these airlines so much that they are coming out saying they won't do business anymore with you. So now, if you want to go to Nigeria, which is what it's what we are hearing, you have to go through other African countries. You can't go into Nigeria directly. What are we doing, Seth? I mean, okay, all right. So this is what is going on. And I know a lot of you know this, right? The airline industry in Nigeria is in shambles, if you ask me. Because now major airlines can't do commercial business with Nigeria anymore. Because the Nigeria Airline Authority, is the NAA, is owing foreign airlines. So much that they don't want to do business with Nigeria anymore. Now, Emirates came out saying that officially and all of that until if Nigerians can pay, and they said they're going to stop if they've not started already. And Emirates, and this is a commercial place where airline that Nigerians use to go to countries like Dubai and all of that. Now, if you can't even use that same airline to enter Nigeria directly. So it seems you are going to get into Nigeria through other countries. So I'm looking at Botswana or Ethiopia Airline. Right? What are we doing, Seth? Okay, so much billions, millions, multi-millions of naira that is as revenue that comes in via this business, and Nigerians, the authorities are taking it for granted again. So we cannot even boast of airline, Nigeria Airways. That's history right now, right? No, it shouldn't be. But there's other countries have their own airline. Smaller countries, then we call ourselves giant of what? Okay? Botswana Airline, Ethiopia Airline, South Africa Airline, they all have their national carrier, except Nigeria. Can somebody just get this sleeping giant to wake up? What are we doing, Seth? So now British Airways is not threatening, all right? British Airways has been doing business in Nigeria for a very long time. It's a very lucrative business because Nigerians like to travel a lot, okay? And now they are also threatening that even if you want to use all, you have to pay in dollars. That's another thing. Because Nigeria, the naira right now is, you know the story. I mean, it's sickening why all this is happening. Now, let's even leave the international. Let's go local. Local airlines in Nigeria are also complaining. They cannot afford the fuel for their airlines. So the price is so high, it's ridiculous. Traveling to the east or north, you're paying hundreds of thousands, 90,000, 100 and something thousand for a 1 hour or 2 hour flight within Nigeria. It's crazy. Why is this a big issue? It's a big issue in a whole lot of ways, economically and otherwise. Now, why there's so much increase in local flights, people traveling? Because there are no roads to travel online. Roads could be there in some cases, but again, it's dangerous because of the kidnapping. And so to be safe, you go air. And now going by air is like luxury. I mean, what is there for the normal Nigerians, really? What is there? This is just so sickening. I mean, how can you apply all those principles you even talk about in a society like that? I can understand. It's tough. Now, this is not God-made, it's man-made. It is what the government is doing and all of that. If only they can just get their acts together. And I don't think it takes that. It's that hard to do it, really. I don't understand. The painful thing is there's a lot to go around. I mean, you don't want to hear somebody taking 800 billion to only himself. Or hear snakes eating millions of naira, taking Nigerians' intelligence for granted. Ridiculous excuses and nothing happens. What are we doing, Seth? Can somebody tell me? Because it doesn't make sense. Okay, forget about the airline and all of that. How about ASU, the education industry in Nigeria? Over 6 months now, ASU has been on strike. The boys, the children, girls, and all of that can't go back to school, except maybe the private ones. In fact, I'm hearing now that some universities, they just had to open up regardless. That's how bad. No effective communication, no understanding, no priority. You cannot take education for granted now in Nigeria. Well, come on. You know what that means? You're going to just bring out touts and children. It's just so ridiculous. So for the past 6 months, and children are very active, or young men and women are very active, teenage, in their early years, 20-something and all of that. What do you expect, especially the boys, the men now? You understand? They're going to do all sorts. And you now start looking for them to kill and arrest. Universities are there to curtail all this and make them better citizens for the country, for themselves. How about the girls that have turned women? Some of them are, you know the story. I just don't want to go through. It's just so pathetic to even talk about. What are we doing, Seth? What is the government doing? There's so much that we can give. There's enough to go around in that country still. There's enough to go around rather than just thinking only about yourself. The principles are not applied. It's not working out the way it should. Can somebody tell me that it's not? Or is it me? This has been a phenomenon since childhood, where government just doesn't show the ability to lead their people the way it should. It's not fair, really. There has to be a change for this country to survive. I'm telling you, it's a huge country that has enormous resources, but we can't handle it. What are we doing, Seth? Okay? It's just so ridiculous. So, okay, look at what is going on now. You would expect a country like Nigeria that has one of the best natural resources on earth, oil, right? For the fact that you even think of the crude oil being sold out to another country to refine, they rebuy it, times 3 the price and all of that, that's even so ridiculous on itself. You will expect a government that knows what's going on outside, that this oil is needed right now so much that they can make so much money from it. What am I talking about? I'm not saying it's a good thing about the war in Russia and Ukraine, all right? This is where Nigeria is supposed to milk on that and make their products available, sell them, and right? Am I making sense here? But we're not doing that, or are we? Because it doesn't look like it. This is when Nigeria is supposed to make more revenue from oil, right? Take advantage of what's happening in Europe and all over the world, that there's shortage of oil and all of that. See, I'm not an economist, but again, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to make you realize that you need to do what you have to do when you see the opportunity. And let's just not think about ourselves. Let's just think about others. Let's apply these principles, even in government, in leadership. Lead by a good example, not just lead by example. Lead by a good moral example, so that we trickle down to everyone else and we do the right thing. I'm telling you, if Nigeria wakes up and we do this, it should take a lot of years to get it done. Look at Rwanda. Rwanda has their own national carrier and everything. It's booming because they took advantage of it. There's a leader that came in and led by good example. This was a country 25 years ago. I don't know if you guys remember Sonny Okosun and the likes were singing for liberation of South Africa and all of that, Zimbabwe. They are all doing, to a large extent, doing very well. Nigeria is just there. Let's look at the hospitals, the nurses, the professionals that are in the hospitals. There is this massive movement, you might say, of all these nurses, professionals, and doctors going out en masse to European countries for employment and for a better life. I mean, when you have people that are supposed to take care of you health-wise, leave with such numbers to other countries that value them the more, right? What is left? What's going to be there? So right now, if you have to see someone to take care of you, go for the herbalist or what, I don't know. I'm just saying, I mean, it's ridiculous. What are we doing, Seth? So folks, I just thought I should put that out there. If there's somebody that knows somebody that could just try and see if they could have a listening ear in leadership. An average Nigerian cannot afford anything right now. The unemployment rate is ridiculous. There's no jobs, no hope. They cannot afford anything, even to eat, in a country that is expected to be one of the best in Africa. Really. Let's get this done. Let's do something different. Like I said, there's enough to go around. If you are a president, I don't care what tribe the president is. I don't care right now. I just care for somebody that can come to that country and lead by example. It's almost time to vote in Nigeria. Very soon, there will be a presidential election. And I hope it works transparently and get the right person there that has that God-fearing mind to lead Nigeria forward. All right. If you are new to this channel, please do subscribe. And if you are viewing, view and share. That would be great for us as well. And we want to see us getting at least 1,000 subscribers really soon. So if you can help us out so we can keep this going. I'm so passionate about my country, Nigeria. That's where my parents are from. I'm from too. Thank God for everything, but at the same time, it could be better, especially in that country. All right? So, like I said, subscribe, view and share. Always drop comments as well. Nigeria will survive, right? Do unto others what you want others to do for you. All right, folks? See you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, happy anniversary, everyone. Congratulations, Nigeria. It's another Independence Day, October 1st. Awesome. Hey, regardless of what the situation is, it is still our country, right? We need to celebrate. There's a lot of reasons to celebrate about, all right? Are you proud to be a Nigerian? Haha, I am. What are you doing, Seth? Okay. Hey, if you are new to the channel, can you click that subscription button? Subscribe for me, that would be awesome. And enjoy the content as we move on with this show, with this journey. Very, very interesting indeed, if you ask me. And of course, drop that comment. That would be awesome. Happy Independence. There's a whole lot to celebrate. There's a whole lot of reasons to say yes. We are still a country. There is no country on earth that is paradise. So we have our issues, ups and downs. But today we'll be talking about at least some things that we're doing, individuals for the most part, to make Nigeria still look good, even as a Nigerian anywhere you are. All right? So let's get into it. For the most part, when it comes to Nigeria, the context of what Nigeria is, it's still evolving, going through a lot and ups and downs and everything. So let's take each department and see where it's still making Nigeria great. I know you know where I'm going. The entertainment industry, y'all. The entertainment industry is still making Nigeria great. Most of the African nations are still looking up to Nigeria in a lot of things. And one of them is the entertainment industry, and we are not lacking in any way. Let's go a little bit back. If I can remember, Alexito, Alexo, Mashek, Fashek, Oyeka Owenu. Then we come down to the generation of Two-Face, the Plantation Boys, Junior and Pretty, you know, Sasha. If I can remember, I'm just trying to get it off my head. But you see, it has evolved positively. Look at what is happening today. The Davidos, they are blowing the whole world, right? And they are all Nigerians doing their craft and making Nigeria really look good. The talent it's awesome. It's off the hinges, right? The entertainment industry is so much booming. And I'm so glad and happy that at least that sector is not lacking worldwide. And they are authentic Nigerians, still making us proud. Hooray! It sure is good to be independent and showing what you got in that light, isn't it? Okay, there are so many, and you're going to see a lot of pictures just to tell you it's endless, and there's still more coming. Do you know that there are so many architectural beauty in Nigeria today? Nigeria has evolved from that face me, I face you. They're still there, but the development that is taking place in the building industry, real estate, and all of that is awesome. International standard. You need to go far like Lekki and the lights and all of that. I know it's not perfect, but you can see Nigerians working creatively, bringing out homes, beautiful homes. Well, yeah, maybe there are some of them are not as affordable, but that's another story. The bottom line is, if you give Nigeria a chance, you go take chances. What are we doing, Seth? And I'm so proud of that because over time, definitely, you will see that it will be more affordable for a lot of people, especially when the economy gets itself right. Okay? That's something we could look forward to as even that industry, the real estate industry, progresses and moves forward. Positive. All right? Based on those two departments and even much more, there's still so much resources in that country that when it's tapped and well managed, my goodness, Nigeria still stands as a potential. You know, I used to hear that way back when I was young. You know, Nigeria is a potential country. It still is, because there's still so much to tap from that nature has given us and improve on as we move on. Really, really something to look at, something to look forward to, something inspiring. There are so many individuals that have so much when it comes to finances that can still do a lot. Multi-millionaires in diaspora and even in Nigeria, I'm telling you. And I think they're beginning to understand that investing in Nigeria rather than carrying the money somewhere else that is not really needed, you know, will really go a long way to helping Nigeria as a country generally, especially the youth, to have something to hope for. And that's great. All over the world, everybody's still talking about Nigeria, what it has, what the potentials are. You know, I used to remember when I was much younger, when there is October 1st, it's something we all look up to, right? You know, you see schools coming out with their nice outfits, nice uniforms, marching. There's always this parade, you know, the kids look up to, and drama, people coming up with dramas and all sketches just to highlight how rich our culture is. From the north, east, south, and west, there's always something to show as pride to a country that is so diverse and it's a strong potential for world economy. I'm telling you, we used to look up to that when we were younger. I know it's still happening today. How much that is, I don't know. Hey, October 1st, we will see if that happens. Hopefully it does. Still brings out that glamour, that flair, that pride that we possess. Not forgetting another industry we're talking about is what? Nollywood. Hey, I tell you, Nollywood is also a sector that shows the richness, the culture of Nigeria and Nigeria. What we have in our acting world, we've brought up so much talent in the acting industry that is awesome. In fact, some of these actors are even into acting in Hollywood. Yeah, you know, some of them don't even believe they are Nigerians. I'm telling you. So you can tell even in Nollywood, and I think there was a time it was rated one of the best industry in the world when it comes to Nollywood. You know, you have Hollywood, Bollywood, and all that. Nollywood is also in the mix, y'all. That is something to be proud of. I'm telling you, even in the midst of all the ups and downs, we still have a way to bring out the best that we have in a lot of things, you know. So that part of industry, I'm also proud of it. I always look up to watching Nigerian movies. It's always entertaining. Some is a bit comical, even when you think it's serious. But hey, still holds its stand as one of the best sectors. All right. That's awesome. And I know Nigeria has so much awesomeness, even individually. Individually, we have excelled so very much. It's unbelievable. And there's still a lot to offer, if you ask me. So, hey, let's celebrate the country, the culture that we have. Let's be proud of who we are as Nigerians. Because if you are not proud of ourselves, no one will. Blow your trumpet. Don't say, oh, let somebody blow it for you. No, you do it yourself. And you will see how good you are, even highlighting who you are as a person or as a citizen of Nigeria. Happy birthday, Nigeria. Happy anniversary to us as well. Hopefully, this time next year, we should even have much more to celebrate Nigeria. All right? As we move on to excel in whatever we do, let's make sure it's done positively to enhance hope for the next generation, for the next folks that will say, yeah, what this person has done, let me continue from it. And we hope to see more ways where policies will allow people to venture into things more easily in business and otherwise, so that we can even grow even more individual and otherwise. Basic infrastructures and all of that good stuff. When those are in place, forget it. Remember what they say, Nigeria know they carry last. Even with the way it is now, we are not even carrying last. Talk less about when there is a very good environment to excel. We know they carry last, trust me. So, are we proud of as being Nigerians? I am. Are you? There's always a reason to be. All right? Hey, let's keeping on. Enjoy the holidays. Enjoy October 1st. It should be a day which it is. A solid day for us to have a little bit of retrospective of who Nigerians are, of who we are, and moving forward, what we can do to be better. It's still a potential. There's still a whole lot more to show out there. All right, folks? It's nice having you guys to join the show. If you're new, yeah, like I said, kindly subscribe. That would be awesome. And of course, enjoy the content. If you have comments, please do drop that comment for us moving forward, what we can do to be better. Really, really appreciate it. For those that have done it, thumbs up. I appreciate it. Talk to you all very soon. Enjoy the show as we move on. And don't always forget, whatever you do is always better that you allow yourself to excel in it. Always remember, do unto others what you will want others to do to you. Bye. What is in place to ensure that even when the new currency is out, okay, and they won't be hoarding anymore? You tell me. What are we doing, Seth? So Nigeria is going to have a new currency note, new denominations, sounds great. I mean, especially when it's crispy, fresh, new, something different. That sounds good, right? And on a more serious note, though, the reasons why, the CBN is coming out saying this is maybe for security reasons. They say, there's a lot of naira out there running into the billions that can't be accounted for. I really don't know what that means, but that's what they're saying. And they also say that for security purposes as well, to reduce the fake currencies out there, to make sure that everything is in place, and to reduce that as well. Sounds good, sounds reasonable and everything. And my own question is, what value does it bring to the economy? What are we doing safe? Okay, so this money is called a fresh currency. Is going to be produced. First of all, it's going to cost even billions to bring out this new currency, right? To bring back all the billions that are out there. My thing is, like I said, what value does it bring to the economy? Is it going to improve the rates, the Nigerian currency rates right now in the market? I mean, you tell me. I don't know. Okay, how that helps. If it does help, I'm not an economist. But if that's what the professionals are saying, well, why not? Let's have it. At least that will help everyone to purchasing power of the naira to be more effective, more competitive out there. So that's good. I mean, to reduce currency, fake currencies out there, okay, that's okay. Apart from bringing value to the economy, CBN is also saying, okay, I mean, for those that are hoarding the money, they will be forced to go and put those money back into the bank and to get the newer one. And so my thing is, okay, that makes sense. But what is in place to ensure that even when the new currency is out, okay, and they won't be hoarding anymore? You tell me. What are we doing, Seth? I'm just saying. I mean, like I said, I'm not an economist, but it's just a question that folks are asking. I just have to put that out there. There are some mechanisms in place to ensure that the money is secured, and it's safe, and it's competitive. So when a normal Nigerian takes that money out, the effectiveness of the naira can bring in some things. Because again, apart from that, in all of this, in an economy like Nigeria, you need to provide services, you need to manufacture, you need to bring products to give naira that value, not necessarily changing the naira note, right? Okay, so I believe, because right now Nigeria as a country is not really producing anything. Maybe a little, but I mean, you know the story. It's not really producing a lot locally or internationally, so it can be very competitive, and stand. There was a time naira was $1 to $1, right? Now I don't even know. So that's what I'm just saying. What value is it bringing in? Secondly, what are the things in place to ensuring that money will not be misused in terms of fake currencies? By the time the new currencies come out, would that stop that from happening? What is the check and balances on all of that? All right, that's a little I know. I thought I should put that out there and see what's your take on it. And if you've not subscribed, please kindly do. Give a thumbs up, share, and drop comments. If there's anything else that we need to know, please share so we can be knowledgeable on what is going on, especially now that there's a new currency on board. So old currencies are going to be passed away and new currencies are going to become new. What are we doing, Seth? All right. So, the economy, like I was saying, which is the vital point here, I know, in the port industry, the Nigerian ports, especially the one in Lagos, there are lots of activities going on there. I think one was just commissioned lately, and that is, I think, with the way I've seen it, it's international standard. It's beautiful, and there's a lot that was put into place for that to happen. That's a good thing, okay? That will bring a lot of jobs, make the economy, boost the economy, to say the least, both export and importation of goods and services. Fantastic. If that could extend to other states like Port Harcourt, I know Port Harcourt also has a port there that can be, as valuable. And even in Calabar, there's also a port that can also be used there. And that would be so great for the economy of that country, I tell you. And that's fantastic news right there. So, okay, fine. There's currency coming out. Awesome. Good news. How effective it will be? Well, time will tell. Let me get your take and let me hear what you have to say on that. Before we wrap up, let's just say, Davido, one of the best artists that has ever come out in Nigeria or even in Africa, just lost his son. I wish him and his family, the best, and I hope they can recover from this. I know it's very tough. 3-year-old son, and our condolences to the family and Davido. We'll do this again. Before I come to you some other time, I'll say this. As usual, do unto others what you want others to do for you, or to do unto you. All right? Talk to you soon, folks. Bye-bye. Hey, how do you like my glasses? A little bit different today, okay, with my glasses on, and the location and all that. What do you think? You think I look better with my glasses, huh? Let me know, okay? All right. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, please try and subscribe. That would be great. And if you're loving the content, give it a thumbs up and please comment as well, so that when you subscribe, of course, you'll be getting notifications anytime a video drops, like this one right now. Today we will be talking about why we cheat. Easy, right? No, it's not. Cheating is not really easy at all. And when you're involved in it, whatever aspect it is, you will understand if you're not understanding already. I got friends, hinting me up and said, hey, why don't we talk about a life situation that just happened recently in Nigeria, where a wife actually was in pursuit. She was driving behind her husband to catch him with his, should I say, side chick? Yeah, I think most of you must have heard that story, where the wife was suspecting the husband to be cheating, to having an affair outside the marriage. And this fateful day, she tried to follow up to pursue the husband, or maybe to know where they were going, or to catch him red-handed because there was a lady sitting beside him, and maybe it was the alleged suspecting lady that was cheating with the husband. So she went on, and in this case, unfortunately, she had an accident in the process, and in fact, she died in the process.
Jesus!
So my question is, that has been thrown out there, is if it's really worth it if you suspect your spouse cheating and you want to play the James Bond move and, try to go and catch him or her red-handed. And does it, can you go ahead and do all of that even when it is risky and it involves even your life? All right. So, because, now we don't know the background of the story. I don't know if you guys do. You can comment and leave your comment on there to give me more information. But what we heard, I don't know the background leading to that situation. At the same time, it got so bad that she had to do all of that, but unfortunately, as I said, she lost her life in the process as the wife. Now, whether that was what the husband planned or it just happened, we don't know. I don't know the backstory of it. She could be in a situation where she never suspected the husband until that time, or she has been, and it has been a problem in the relationship and all of that, but she lost her life. So the question out there is, for you, do you think it's wiser to rather ask a special investigator if you really want to know, or you take it out on yourself to do the investigation and put your life at risk? Is it worth it? To me, I don't think it is, for a whole lot of reasons. If you are the person that is directly affected, you don't want to see you put yourself using emotions. Anytime we use emotions to respond to a situation, for the most part, it doesn't really come out the way it should. If you're emotional in it, there will be a lot of sentiments involved. There will be a lot of passion, and sometimes in a negative way, and you can stand the chance of risking a lot of things out there. It's better you put a neutral body there. That's my take, and you get it done. If you think it's worth it, I've seen situations where the couple have an understanding to that. Yeah, they have an understanding. I think they call it open marriage. Okay. What are we doing, Seth? And in some situations, there's no understanding. The spouse, they want only you for themselves, which is, of course, the normal thing. But sometimes it doesn't work out like that, but still, even at that, you don't want to put yourself where you now risk your life just to catch the person, so to say. To make sure that you put your point out there. So to me, I don't think it's worth it. When you understand the fact that that is a problem in your relationship, you look for means necessary to get it to work out for you so that you can live in peace, really. Because that is what we all want, to be in peace. You don't want to put too much pressure on yourself, even when you suspect that your spouse cheating on you. And again, it's even worse in some situations where the spouse will put it on your face. They have heard of situations where the husband doesn't care if the wife knows. So it's just marriage on paper. The wife is aware that he's cheating, and he doesn't give a damn about it. And even if it's the wife cheating, the husband knows and he doesn't care. It's that bad. But again, in that situation, some of them have an understanding. But if you don't have an understanding, I don't think, on my view, you should put your life at risk. In this situation, that's what happened. Now, apart from that, let's even look at it the way humans are. It could be arguable when I say, okay, why do we cheat generally? In business, in friendship, in anything. Why do we cheat in the first place? Is it the way of life? Because this, again, undermines the value of relationship when it comes to trusting and being sincere to one another, which are always the principles we talk about. A lot of us cheat for 9 over 10 of it, selfish reason, because of self. But you see, it doesn't augur well when it comes to relationship, talking about trusting. And that cuts across every part of our life. So we should have a situation where I can trust you, you can trust me, and by doing that, you won't cheat for the most part. So when all those principles are not on guard, you expect to be cheated on, or you cheat on someone in some ways. It might not be even in your tongue, where you deny, you say things you can't say in front of the person. All those are all aspects of, doing wrong when it comes to cheating. So cheating, to me, generally, is arguable a way of life. In that situation, you don't see yourself being your best person. Okay. What are we doing, Seth? So I think at some point we should just look ourselves in the mirror and say, you are talking about cheating. How about you talking? Before you accuse someone out there of anything, you have to have a retrospective of who you are as a person towards your fellow man or woman, as the case may be. All right? So I just think cheating, it's not good, whichever way you look at it. But somebody says it's a way of life. What do you say? Is it a way of life to cheat? Not just in your relationship. In fact, life has boils around relationship. So let me make it a bit personal, not just in your marriage, but in friendship. All right? Why do we can't do without cheating? When you see an opportunity, you say something today, you say another thing tomorrow. What is the difference between you and anybody else? What are we doing, Seth? So again, hey, let's do it right. Let's make it right. Let's try and see how we can be better in everything that we do, in the way we think, in the way we share, in the way we relate to one another, so that all these little vices that creeps on into our personality will not be there. There's no point being a leader or a pastor or whatever you are. You say something today and the next, when you close the door, you do something else or you are something else. That's cheating too. You're deceiving people and you think you are, trying to show that you love them, but you actually love yourself. So one of the solutions is just flee. In the Bible, it says flee. You just go. Don't look back at where you're going. Just don't allow yourself to indulge in what you know will be wrong. All right? I know it's easier said. This cuts across everybody, including myself. So, hey, but, those are just, there's no other way. Just flee. All right? And the other one, of course, get busy. Do stuff that will give you more value. You don't have time for. I'm not saying you wouldn't play, but play right, okay? You don't want to put yourself again in that awkward situation. And the third one again is put your foot down. When your no is no, that's it. Your yes is yes, your no is no, all right? So you just read the Bible, flee for the moment, just flee. Just walk away. It's okay to say no, and you'll be fine, all right? And get busy. I don't mind, you know what they say about it, all right? So it's easier said, like I said, but it's very, very possible. Okay, so yeah, let's hear what you have to say on this. Is this just a quick edition? I said I should just drop this there. Why do we cheat? Is it okay to cheat? You tell me. All right? Okay, we talk soon, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for giving me thumbs up for those who have. If you haven't, please do. That'll be great. I'll drop another one real soon. And if you want to know more about the principles, check out my other videos. You will see about it, how we can just get better in everything that we do in life. All right? All right, guys. Talk to you soon. But always remember, do unto others what you want others to do for you. Don't cheat. Bye-bye. They asked him in a public forum about climate crisis. And guess what he was talking about? Rats and church and not giving. What are we doing, Seth? Really? Hello, everyone. Welcome back to your show. Today, we'll be looking at natural disasters. Yes, I know in developed countries, when there are natural disasters, they struggle with it actually. But the thing is, they always plan ahead and they are ready when it comes to responding to natural disasters like that. You have the hurricanes, you have the floods, there are so many. Tropical storms, it has even seasons, hurricane season and all of that. In America, they struggle for such natural disasters. But here's the thing, before it happens, they've planned and put things on ground, both financially and otherwise. So when it happens, they respond as quickly as possible to ensure that their citizens don't suffer that long. All right, and let's flip it to Nigeria. You know where I'm going. Okay, so recently, I know you've heard about the flooding and everything. That's not news anymore. And you see, it's not even news anymore, so to speak, because it's almost a norm where you have flooding, for instance, that happens in Nigeria. And it's funny because Nigeria is so blessed that we rarely have natural disasters, the hurricanes, tropical storms, and what have you. You don't have that in Nigeria, right? Good, isn't it? Well, yeah, but even at that, the little that we have, I think we allow it to happen and it comes and goes. Just take things for granted, really, if you ask me. And you know, these natural disasters, people give excuses for it. Is it like the flooding? What was the issue here? It's about the dam in Cameroon that was opened, right? That's the feelers we are hearing. You know, the dam was opened. Prior to that, the Cameroonian government had told the Nigerian government about opening this dam and all that, so they should be mindful of whatever plan they need to do, the Nigerians, of course. But our water resources minister said they were not told. Of course, you know, whether that's the truth or not, we really don't know, but that was the back and forth. I think he now confirmed that they were now aware after Cameroonian opened the dam. So that caused a lot of flooding. But here's the thing though, Alhaji now said that the Cameroonian dam that was opened is just 1% or a minute part of the issue. That the issue is the rain that God provides to us. What are we doing, Seth? How do you explain the massive flooding that happened recently in Nigeria, right? Where schools are closed down, businesses, humans can't even move from anywhere from their homes. Why? What are the delay in even government responding to it? It's mind-boggling. Now, if you look at areas like Lokoja and all of that, you will see that if you see the flooding, it's covering homes. It's crazy. Now, let's even go the truth a little. What is in place as policies when homes are being built? Is it that somebody will just come and just build homes anyway in that country? What is the process in approving land? Because there are some homes even built and structures being constructed in areas that shouldn't be habitated by humans. Because one of the reasons is major disasters. Now, let's even say, okay, that happened, and even in areas like the islands, Ikoyi and the Lekki, some parts of it, immediately there's rain, flood takes place, covering everywhere. You will see children even swimming on it as if it's normal. What are we doing, Seth? Okay, it shouldn't be that way. How about the response team? How long does it take for even government to respond to things like that? Because if there were things like that in place, you will see children using it as a time to swim in dirty water, you know, people living in such conditions for days, for weeks, because they are on their own. Nobody's coming to their help. No response team, financially or otherwise, from government, nothing. And it happens all the time. So the recent one, you wonder how Nigerians really cope with no hope when things like that really happen. What are we doing, sir? I think it's time that things should change. And change, talking about change, well, election is coming soon, right? Are these candidates for presidency even thinking about seeing what they can, are they adding it to their campaigns? Do they even talk about it? Okay, how serious are they even when they do talk about it? Because to me, personally, I think they've really lost touch in the crisis and what the Nigerians go through every day. If you ask me, yeah. I mean, look at the flooding, for instance. As the water came so high, for weeks now, it's going gradually low without nothing happening from the government or what have you. The citizens are just there minding and seeing how they can go through it. Now, you know what? Normal. Okay. It shouldn't be. Don't you think so? So right now, that is what is going on. And you wonder if the politicians are realizing that it's time you actually talk about issues that affect the people directly and what they can do about it if they actually care. Not just dropping rice and bread anytime you know there's an election. That's when you remember your people. You know, it's time things just really have to change. Okay? And you look at your candidates. Look at what they're talking about. That's even hilarious. Okay, look at the first one, Tinubu, right? Now, he came out, they asked him in a public forum about climate crisis. And guess what he was talking about? They're talking about climate change, and I heard him say something about rats and church and not giving. What are we doing, Seth? Really? And close to an election? What are you talking about? That's just one example when I tell you that they've lost touch. People that are privileged, when they have headache, they don't even go to the best hospital if there is any in Nigeria. They'll rather fly. It's just like going to the bathroom to them. What are we doing, Seth? Okay? Even the Obi guy on his own, I think there was a place he now said everybody should stop campaigning and rather look into the issues of, at least that one is a little bit close to reality. He needs to do a lot more, but at least it's closer than the last two that we just discussed about. That we should stop the campaign and face the problem of flood and show a little bit of empathy to those, at least. I think that resonates with a lot of people. I wish there could be more of that. What are we doing, Seth? So this election, guys, according to the area father, Charlie Boy, our mumu don't do what is right. At least just do it, regardless of whatever happens. Just do it, and let's see what the outcome will be and where Nigeria will be this time next year. Like we started, the disaster in developed countries is they prepare for it. They know it's going to happen. It's not that they don't put things in place, and they don't just do things anyhow and by building structures, whatever. No, they don't do that. They ensure it goes through the process, to avoid, they know that it's not habitable. They will not allow you to build anything, well structured. I don't think it takes a rocket scientist in a country like Nigeria, or I don't think it's that complicated to put things like that in place so that to avoid such whatever happens in future. So we have natural disasters in America like flood, hurricane, tornadoes, what have you, wildfires. But again, they take advantage and make the best of it. How? By providing the natural amenities, both financially and otherwise, to take care of when these things happen. At least they know it's coming and it's not their fault. In Nigeria's case, it's the other way around. It's not coming, but they are not planning ahead, even as little as making sure that whatever structures is being built in the area, it should be the sewage system and the exit and entering of water or whatever is well organized and in place, networking of roads and all of that before that area can be developed. Hey, subscribe as usual, and please give a thumbs up and drop your comments on what do you think about this, all right? And thank you for those that have done it already. I really appreciate you, okay? But always remember, in everything we do unto others what you want others to do for you. Thank you, and we'll talk again. Bye-bye.